Do you find yourself frequently buying potted plants only to have them shriveled up like a grandmother a week later? Do you struggle to provide your plant with adequate nutrition because you can't even do this for yourself? Do you constantly forget to water your plants because you're always distracted and have the attention span of a goldfish?
Well, you're in luck, because I'm going to teach you how to be a plant parent that doesn't suck. Let's just pretend that cringy intro never even happened. Anyways, recently I went to a workshop on composting and how to grow plants. And in this video, I will be explaining the basics of growing your own food. Why should we even grow our own food in the first place? Reason 1. Because of the pesticide contamination in market produce. Pesticides have a potential to harm human health. The American Academy of Pediatrics stated that pesticide exposure to children, especially before birth, can lead to developmental and behavioral issues in the child. A recent study shows that there could be a connection drawn between consuming pesticide-contaminated produce and lower fertility rates as well. The Environmental Working Group compiled a list called the Dirty Dozen. It is a list of 12 fruits and vegetables with the highest pesticide concentration. The list from top to bottom is strawberries, spinach, nectarines, apples, grapes, peaches, cherries, pears, tomatoes, celery, potatoes, and finally, sweet bell peppers. These are fruits and vegetables we consume very often. Most strawberries found at the supermarket have at least 20 different types of pesticides. Spinach contains many harmful pesticides also. On top of that, spinach found at the grocery store is often grown with dirty soil and sewage water. Even produce advertised as organic cannot be trusted to not have any pesticides, as there is no guarantee that these crops are actually grown organically. This label of organic could have just been put for commercial benefit. Also, organic means different things to different farmers. For some it could mean no use of pesticide, for some it can mean not using only a specific type of pesticide, and so on. This is why it is safer and healthier to grow your own produce. If this is not possible, at least try to find a local source for vegetables and fruits where you know how it is being grown, so you can trust that source. Also, knowing which vegetables and fruits have pesticides in them can help, as you will know what kind of produce you can buy from grocery stores. There is a list created by the Environmental Working Group called the Clean 15, consisting of avocado, sweet corn, pineapple, cabbage, onion, frozen sweet potatoes, papaya, asparagus, mango, eggplant, honeydew melon, kiwi, cantaloupe, cauliflower, and broccoli. Reason 2 why you should grow your own produce. I will be making another video soon about how to make your own compost as well. Composting is an important process which should be carried out regularly by those leading a zero-waste lifestyle, or by those who just want to lead a more sustainable lifestyle. Growing your own food would put a great use to the compost you make as well. Reason 3. Growing your own food is great for people who want to be more sustainable, as it reduces one's consumption of plastic or paper packaging and bags that vegetables and fruits are bought in, as well as the cardboard containers that carry fruits and vegetables to supermarkets. Reason 4. Commercial farming processes use various pesticides and synthetic fertilizers, which are bad for the environment and spoil the water and soil which these plants are grown in. These are just a few of the important benefits of growing your own food. Now let's move on to how to go about growing your own produce. So, what is needed to grow vegetables? The first thing is healthy soil. Do not grow your vegetables in red soil directly, as this chokes the roots because the soil is super clayey, for lack of a better word. Use something airy like cocoa peat, which loosens the soil and retains water. You need compost in the soil as well for nutrition. So how much cocoa peat and compost should you mix into the red soil? The ratio between the compost to the cocoa peat to the red soil should be 1:1:1. So put equal parts of all three and mix them together. Before you put this mixture into your pot, layer the bottom of the pot with either stones or terracotta tiles. The second thing you need to grow your vegetables is water. So how much water should you put? People often assume that the more water you put into a plant, the healthier it's going to grow, but that isn't true. You shouldn't put too less water, obviously, and you shouldn't put too much water either. The soil should not be soggy when you sow your seeds.
To test this, put your finger in the soil, and if it is slightly sticky, stop watering.
Never overwater. The third thing you need to grow your plants is light. If you live in an apartment and you want to grow your plants in the balcony, you can grow greens, as they only require 3 to 4 hours of sunlight a day. And the sunlight doesn't need to be direct either, which is why this is perfect for balconies.
Here are some of the plants in my balcony.
You can grow greens from your window too. In this case, keep turning the pot every day so that a different side gets exposed to sunlight every day. If you want to grow fruits, there must be direct sunlight for 6 hours at least, so these aren't really ideal for growing in a balcony. And gourds and creepers need full-day sunlight. Here's a warning: do not use gloves while you're handling your plants, because they have synthetic chemicals which harm the soil. Let's talk about seeds now. There are two types of seeds that you can buy. The first is hybrid seeds, which are basically a cross between two or more unrelated plants which are crossbred, resulting in a seed which carries both of the plant's favorable qualities. Then there are non-hybrid or open pollinated seeds, which are seeds that come from naturally pollinated plants. The seeds from the parent plant produce a plant identical to the parent plant in the case of non-hybrid seeds. That sentence came out in a really confusing way, but I'm pretty sure you get it. Anyways, how do you decide which type of seed to use? Well, for beginners, hybrid seeds are recommended because they are easier to grow and produce a higher yield. However, most gardeners who are experienced prefer to use non-hybrid seeds, as they come in a larger variety. Another advantage of non-hybrid seeds is that you can collect seeds from their plants and use them to grow another plant of the same variety. Now, how should you go about planting different vegetables? For seeds that are really tiny, just take a thin layer of soil from the top of the pot
and scatter the seeds all around the pot.
Then put the soil layer back on. For bigger seeds such as beans, you have to push it into the soil. The ratio between the size of the seed and the depth of the seed in the soil should roughly be 1:2. For seeds with sprouts growing out of them, like ginger for example, place the seed in the soil in a way where the sprout faces upwards. For greens, however, you do not need seeds.
You just have to take one of them and make a slanted cut in the bottom and then stick it into the soil.
For spring onions and normal onions, just take one and stick the root part into the soil. Now here are a few general tips for growing your vegetables. If you live in an apartment, the terrace is a great place to start a garden. You should put a spoonful of compost into the soil in which your plants are growing once every week, or at least a spoon of compost when the first flower comes in, and another spoon at the time of the first harvest. For spinach, harvest the outer leaves so that the center leaves can grow larger and the plants can keep producing. If there are pests that you see on the plants, spray a neem-based pesticide diluted with a little soap, or a mixture of equal parts of shika powder and neem oil diluted in 1 liter of water to get rid of the pests. When young leaves are yellow, it means the plant has nitrogen deficiency. In order to supply more nitrogen to the plant, add cow dung slurry to the plant. This is basically a loose mixture of cow dung and water. I apologize for how gross that sounds. When there is a phosphorus deficiency in the plant, flowering will not place. In this case, add chopped banana peels and ash to provide the plants with a source of phosphorus. Repot your plants frequently, as the roots will grow out a lot, and if they are kept in the same pot for too long, the roots will become too long for the pot and bunch up and get tangled. After one harvest of a plant, take out 1/3 of the old soil and replace it with new soil. Put the old soil you took out into your compost. Add leaves to the soil that your plant is growing in. Remember some important plant requirements. Greens need high nitrogen, fruits need balanced soil, and root veggies need less nitrogen and more sulfur and phosphorus. Okay, that is all the advice I have. I'm also pretty new to this, so if something I say doesn't work out the way I say it does, don't blame me because I'm also pretty new to all these things. And I hope some of these tips help you grow your own plants in the future. Bye!